Hello everyone! Hi, howdy, it's me, I've returned. Hello. Hi there. It's been a while, hasn't it? Well, things get busy, but if you think I've been gone for 8 months, I haven't. It was just very difficult to keep up with YouTube this past academic year, but I was still posting as much as I could on my website. And on my website, you can find longer, much better reviews than these shorter ones. But on to the review. So, I thought I'd do my first 2020 video over Capone, the new Josh Trank film. I was really excited about this. I love Trank's Chronicle, and even though he only ever made that one film and not a single other one, I was curious to see how he'd accomplish a non-gangster movie about America's biggest gangster, Al Capone. So what are my thoughts? Well, it's a movie, that's for sure. I guess I could just end the review there. But I won't. So what to say about this movie? Starting with positive things, the performances were good, bordering on cheesy at times, but I learned not to take this entire movie terribly seriously. Tom Hardy literally chews it up as Capone, giving probably one of the weirdest, most left-field performances I've seen in his career. We have no way of knowing if the older Capone really did sound like Donald Duck on meth, but I assume that it might have been close. Linda Cardellini as May was also great, giving the most grounded character in the entire film, and I almost wish that it would have been more about her, but we'll get to that. Also, halfway through the film, I realized that she was Velma from Scooby-Doo, and I was like, oh, that's crazy! The cinematography was okay, just okay, and the editing was a little bit frustrating at times. The film almost had a Bohemian Rhapsody effect in a few sequences, if you know what I mean, which is always frustrating. The score was a tad bit underwhelming, but appropriate. However, my biggest gripes with this movie lie in the writing and the execution of a few things. I think the film lacked a strong presence of a story, and just focused on the mind of Capone. It borders on character study at that point, which is fine, but I don't really feel a sense of character. Die-hard Al Capone fans might have entered this film already feeling attached to him, but I'm not terribly familiar with every detail of the gangster's life, nor do I really care to be, so I entered this film as a blank slate, hoping that through technique, I would form some sort of engagement with the character. I don't want to feel empathy for someone like this, God no, but it felt like he wasn't even a character in his own movie. I mean, he had plenty of screen presence, don't get me wrong, but it just felt like there was something missing. Like I said earlier, if the film focused on his wife, May, we might have gotten a solid story out of it. You could even keep Capone being a central character, still having the hallucinations, his mind is still deteriorating, they're still looking for $10 million, you wouldn't have to really compromise much. My second gripe is a little more specific, and I guess I'm really crossing spoiler territory, but seriously, watch the movie first if you care about that crap. Anyways, Johnny, played by Matt Dillon, is a character introduced as a friend of Capone. He comes to visit him, they have a few conversations, a nice interaction, and then it's shown that Johnny doesn't exist. At least, in this part in time. He was just a part of Capone's hallucinations. Which is great, I mean, it sounds like it follows the movie's plan. What I don't like is that Johnny interacted with May, receiving a phone call from her in a different city far away from Capone. If he's really fake, why did he get a phone call from May? Why was he railing some girl in his apartment states away? My biggest conclusion is that it's just supposed to be an extension of Capone's hallucination, but that's not really what I read it as. Usually, there's a method behind this. The person in queue having the hallucination interacts with a character, and that character only interacts with the person in queue. Nobody else. So when the audience finds out that they aren't real, they can rewatch the film and catch that it all makes sense. The hallucination character never left the person in queue's mind. This just doesn't land for me. I think this movie really feels like something that, if given a little more time and input, would have been an incredible thriller film. Josh Trank has a great vision, and I'm sad that he can't execute it to its full extent. Some of the issues may lie with the fact that he seemingly helmed the entire process from start to finish, and you can get trapped in a warped perspective if you do that for too long. I was really excited about this movie, and I'm sad to say that I am neither over nor under. I am just simply whelmed. Overall rating, 5 carrot sticks out of 10. Don't forget to check flamingohousefilm.com for the full review, as well as other film reviews that I've done in the past, and more that I'll do in the future. And if you're feeling particularly frisky, I've launched a Patreon. Believe it or not, this, as well as all of my other projects, are incredibly time-consuming, so your support helps. Of course, these are challenging times that we live in, so I'm not expecting anything from anybody. But if you donate, I'll try to review any movie you suggest. Seriously, even if it's awful, if it's god-awful terrible, if it's awful, it's just bad, I'll review it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.